So here we go. So anyway, so here he goes. Now he's going to tell us about the strong arm robbery, which he was instructed by the Justice Department to not do.
What we're making available today are the dispatch records and the video footage of a robbery, a strong arm robbery, with use of force that occurred at a local convenience mart.
Yeah, okay. The people at the convenience mart didn't call the cops, never filed the police report, never said they were robbed. Nothing. None of this. None of this. The Ferguson police went to that convenience store, demanded their security videotape, and then released this against every responsible person's better judgment. They released this on purpose. There was a riot that night.
So if this guy is doing this, and I think his name is it Thomas Jackson?
Yes.
How come he's still, why hasn't he been, I don't hear anybody saying get rid of that guy.
I don't, do you know?
Well, they moved him out of his position of leadership and gave it to somebody else. But in the meantime, how is this guy not going to be charged later for obstructing justice right now? Like, he is lying to the cameras and to the public and creating even more greater civil unrest and danger in that community.
Because it's not illegal.
It's not illegal what he did.
Yeah. It's not illegal.
It's
you can lie to the press.
Yes.
You can get in trouble for it.
It's unethical.
The family could easily sue him for slander.
Yes.
But
it's unethical, but it's not illegal.
It's not obstruction at all.
If he had turned around and lied to the FBI,
that's obstruction.
He would have a federal case against him.
I hope he does.
At least the governor, the crack governor's on top of everything.
What a... That
Seriously,
guy is
sometimes
so
he will come out from underneath that rock that he's on.
Yeah.
Never.
The governor's rock.
The governor rock.
And he,
let me play a little bit more of this guy.
I'm sorry.
So here we go. Watch how nervous he is.
I just want to give you a little timeline of what happened on August 9th. From 11:48 to noon, the officer involved in the shooting was on a sick call on Glen Arc. There was an ambulance present. At 11:51, there was a 911 call from a convenience store nearby, not this one.
So now he's mentioning that, Robert. Now, does he mean, so he's bringing up a totally different 911 call, not the cigar 911 call, because there was no 911 call from the cigar thing. Those people didn't call the cops. They didn't file a police report.
But he said not this one.
He said not this one, meaning the one Michael. So he couldn't be muddying the waters more. That's all he's doing. He wants you to think the cop got called to that robbery that Michael Brown did, and that's what he wants you to get mixed up. He wants you to get mixed up the same way Dick Cheney wanted you to get mixed up about Saddam Hussein and 9/11. So that's what he's doing. He's mentioning them both in the same sentences. He keeps mixing them up even though there's nothing to do with each other. And that's why this cop is, in my opinion, a criminal, even though he's not technically being a criminal. He is certainly in spirit a criminal. Okay.
This is probably the first time he's ever had to lie, though.
Ha! So let's watch how nervous he gets. Watch.
At 11:52, dispatch gave a description of a robbery suspect over the radio. A different officer arrived at the store where the strong-arm robbery occurred. A further description, more detailed, was given over the radio and stated the officer was walking toward,
And by the way, none of this has anything to do with the shooting. Had none of it. Okay.
Yeah, suspect was walking toward Quick Trip. Our officer left the sick call. He encountered the...
I'm sorry. Why are you so nervous? So he's just
why don't you have your facts written out?
Yeah, go ahead.
Jimmy, he got even more nervous. I don't know if it's on tape, but I have the transcript here of him answering a question, I'll quote, hamana, 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 hamana.
That guy's muddying the waters more than Michael Phelps with diarrhea.
No kidding. That's a nice one. That was very nice. So I'm going to play one more video of this guy, and when someone's lying, they have tells. So this guy's tell is he can't stop touching himself, touching the back of his head, touching here, touching his face, touching his. So watch how many times he touches himself.
Of information requests for this tape.
Later on that day, the news got him. The news reporters are like, "Hey, why are you releasing this stuff from the quote unquote strong arm robbery, by the way, which never happened?" Why are you releasing this? So they start to ask him, and he starts to get nervous.
At some point, it was just determined that we had to release it. We didn't have good cause, absent any other reason to not release it. What I did was release the videotape to you because I had to. I've been sitting on it. but too many people put in FOI requests for that thing, and I had to release that tape to you.
Why would you release the video of the robbery? What's the explanation for the timing of it?
Because you asked for it. You asked for it. I held it for as long as I could.
Yeah, because you asked for it. Hey, people have been asking you for the name of the cop for a week, and you didn't release that. So don't give me this BS that you got to I got it. You guys told me, and everybody knows that the Ferguson police listen to the orders from the media.
Also, no one was asking for this tape because no one knew it existed.
Yes, no one knew it existed. Right.
No one was saying like, show us the videotape of the robbery that you've never mentioned.
That you've never mentioned.
Right.
And I thought it was interesting. How many requests do you have to have before you even release something? I got so many requests.
so many.
I finally had to.
So is there what's the tape? What's the threshold of requests?
6.
Is it 10, 6? Is it
6.
80? How many requests do you have to have?
Actually, he'll take any request. If you request him to sing "Hooked on a Feeling," he'll sing it.
And by the way, not for nothing, but what responsible law enforcement agency releases evidence of an ongoing investigation?
Well, they asked for it, Robert.
They won't release the autopsy.
Right.
They won't release that, but they're going to release this because it's damning to Michael Brown. Because that's just we needed more examples of how horribly unethical, racist, prejudiced, unprofessional the Ferguson Police Department is. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to show us how horrible they can be. I think the Ferguson Police Department is in a contest called "Who can think of more ways to be a horrible cop?" And we just don't know that that's the game they're playing.
Well, they're no Albuquerque.
Where they shot
Dare
that
to
homeless
dream.
guy.
Yeah, and a bunch of a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff in Albuquerque. I mean, it's
When
coast to coast.
When they want to motivate this police department to be better cops, they screen Bad Lieutenant.
Ha!